Welcome to everyone, and especially those here for the first time. Boy, this is my first time sitting in front of the mic. I'm usually up in the tech area. It's really loud. Well, I hope it works well for everybody's hearing. And also for those watching on streaming, we want to welcome you as well. So my name is Peter Wood. I'm here filling in for the teachers. They're all off on a retreat, as you probably know, up at our retreat land, SCOL, doing a mind training retreat. So I'm here to lead the meditation instruction today. We'll just have the 1 hour of meditation, calm abiding. There won't be a Q&A after, but there will be an opportunity to help clean the center, if you like. Okay. So that's our normal schedule, and then after the meditation we'll have time for announcements as well. So in our practice at KCC, we usually start by reciting a short liturgy, and I think anybody need a copy of that who just came in? Okay. Now, the liturgy says that we take refuge in the sources of true refuge. For us, in this context, that means the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And it's an opportunity to turn our minds away from our everyday concerns and focus on meditation, at least for this hour. The Buddha can be taken as a reference to the historical Shakyamuni Buddha, lived about 2,500 years ago, and attained enlightenment at Bodh Gaya, where I know many of you have been. It's a really interesting thing to be in the physical place where he attained enlightenment. It makes a real interesting, for me, a very powerful kind of connection to the teachings. So I encourage anybody who hasn't been to go when you get a chance. But also it refers to the Buddha is also our inner Buddha nature that we all have. This is our capacity to become enlightened, to become fully awakened. And it's just something we all have. It just is covered over by our everyday concerns, by our worries, our fears, angers, desires, that kind of things. So we take refuge in the Buddha and in our confidence that we have the capacity to wake up. We also take refuge in the Dharma. This is the reference to the collection of teachings that have been handed down over the centuries from the Buddha himself and many other teachers in our lineage and in other lineages, and are continually reinterpreted and reinvigorated by our current teachers, as you know. They bring it alive for us by the connection we make through the teachings through them. And thirdly is the Sangha, which is, of course, has two aspects as well. It's the great teachers who are the lineage masters, and also all of us, all of you, together, we help each other in our practice and encourage and support each other as we go along the path. And it really can make a huge difference for all of us. You never know, at the right time to get some help with your practice. Just that little encouragement, oh yeah, I had a great session this morning, can help you or me get back on that cushion, help cover the path. And the last part of the liturgy is going to be where we say that we're taking this refuge in these things, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all beings. As you know, it's been a tumultuous week. We had a big election on Tuesday. There's been shootings and massive wildfires, hopefully leading to wildflowers down in California, and other conflicts and tragedies around the world. And so part of our prayer is to help all those sentient beings, and not just those who are suffering directly effect of natural disasters or man-made disasters, but if we can, include those who might cause them as well. We're trying to heal all beings, including ourselves. And then at the very end, after we finish the meditation, we will dedicate all the good that comes from this meditation to the benefit of all beings. So let's start with the liturgy.
until the summit of enlightenment is reached. I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness.
And now I'll give a brief instruction in calm abiding meditation. This has, in Sanskrit, is called shamatha, in Tibetan shine. It's the foundational practice for almost everything we do. It's very simple in concept and some harder to do. Let's see. So the first thing you do is give some attention to how you're sitting. If you're sitting in the floor, cross-legged, if you're in a chair, have your feet flat on the ground. The most important thing is to have your spine approximately vertical. For your hands, have them either on your knees or in your lap, with the palms up, with the right hand on top of the left. Your eyes can be open or closed, whichever you prefer. Helps support your calm, clear mind. If you're having your eyes open, have them focusing a little bit downward, about 3 feet in front of you. Now there's also a trick, a lot of you know probably. If you start falling asleep, which sometimes happens early in the morning, you can raise your eyes a little bit, and that can help you keep awake. The whole goal here is to have a clear, alert mind and have a physical support for developing that, and so we can watch how our mind works undistracted. So now that we're physically settled, just notice your breath. Coming in, going out. And you focus on it going in and out. If you're new, sometimes it's easier to focus on the tip of your nostril. Or you can focus on the breath as a whole. Just be aware of the breath coming in and going out. This is the object of our meditation today, the breath. Now, if you've done shamatha meditation before and you have another object that you would like, or doing shamatha without an object, which we do sometimes too, you can do that. But for most of us, let's just watch the breath. Just have an awareness, a gentle awareness. It's like you're resting on the breath. And of course, at some point, you'll probably notice that your mind has wandered away from the breath or whatever object you're using, making your plans the rest of the day, or we're going to get that great cup of coffee, or whatever else you plan to do, or something that's happened in the past that you have still wondering about, worrying about, or being elated about. When you notice that, just bring your attention gently back to your breath. without judging or criticizing yourself. No attachment, no aversion, no pushing it away. Just watch the breath, back to the breath. Simply return, noticing your breath coming in and going out. Now, the measure of whether you're practicing calm abiding is not whether or not your mind wanders. It's going to. It's how quickly and how easily you get it back to the attention, get your attention back to the object of meditation. So it's almost a reward to notice that your mind has wandered. And then gently bring it back to the breath. Okay, I'll meditate this way for the rest of the hour. About halfway through, I'll make a sound like this, and then it'll be a sign for a stretch break. And of course, if you need to wiggle or something, it's okay to do that outside of a stretch break. Just gently, whenever you notice your mind has wandered, come and bring it back to the breath gently. Breathing in, breathing out. One more little stretch break. And then back to gently watching the breath. Breathing in. Breathing out. Sometimes you might feel your attention resting lightly on the breath, almost like riding a wave. Breathing in, breathing out.
By this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Thank you for coming today. I hope it has been beneficial to you. There'll be tea downstairs, but first we want to clean the place, if you can stick around a little bit. And there's some more announcements and more about details about the helping.
Okay, as far as cleaning, some of you might remember, but if you have any questions, Willa, who's standing, is the one who knows how that's organized. There's also a board at the back of the room with different tasks that need doing. Usually we choose a task and turn it over and it says thank you, and then people know, okay, that task is being done, and they choose another. As far as other announcements, there's 2 sadhana practices this week. On Tuesday night, starting at 6 to 6:30, is the short form of Green Tara that Khenpo Rinpoche gifted us. And at 7 to a little after 8 is the longer form of Green Tara. And then, of course, every Wednesday at 7 for about an hour is the Chenrezig practice. And under yours is the Bodhisattva night, the large sheet.
Oh, the larger seat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Saturday, December 15th, 5 to 7 p.m., we have a Bodhisattva celebration. It's kind of like a mini version of the variety show we just had. People tell stories and act things out. It's very fun.
And there's things to eat.
Things to eat, okay. And there's also, I know December 1st is I think is the 3rd class of Zopa's Dharma and Diversity class, the 3rd meeting. Next Saturday is the Guru Yoga practice for the Nundros, those doing Nundro if you like. It starts at 9:30. And Zopa's class is 9 to 12. Willa?
For those helping to clean, instead of going out into the cold with our mats, since we're going to be cleaning the floor anyway, you just brush your mat and your cushion off and set it on the stage.
Okay, and I know along the Dharma and Diversity line, Reverend Angel Kyoto Williams is giving a workshop next weekend, I think. I'll post something on the community list about it, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Yes?
Does anyone know, is the Green Tara practice, the short or long or both, will that be streamed or no?
Okay, it's not streamed. Neither the Chenrezig nor the Tara are being streamed right now. At 6 to 6:30, we do the short form, the green booklet that Khenpo Rinpoche used during the empowerment. And then at 7 to a little after 8, we use the longer form from the pages.
Okay.
Some people...
Because I come from far away, so I wondered if I could see it streaming, or do I need to actually be here?
At the moment, you need to be here.
Yeah.
But
I
maybe
guess-
in the future, we could stream it.
Yeah.
If there's enough requests, thank you.
The next best thing is at home at 6 o'clock, you could start doing your short form from the green booklet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could do that, or I could travel, but I just wondered if it
Yeah,
was
sure.
streamed or not.
Sure.
I think I saw one time that was streamed, and then I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So I wondered if it was going to be streamed
Yeah.
or no.
What was streamed was the empowerment, and then a couple weeks later when Lama Eric gave a teaching on the what we've learned. And those are still on the website, and I look at them again sometimes, yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Good. Others, yes.
We have some visitors this morning, some that have come from afar. Some folks that have come from Boulder, Colorado, who are here to visit.
Yeah.
They're sitting in the back row here, so please be sure to say hello.
Welcome.
We also have a visitor from Portland.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Say hello to the new ones.
Yes?
There are three of us sitting back here, one is from Boulder and one from Portland.
Ah,
Oh, thank you, okay, I got it all.
super. Any other new people today? Yes?
The bookstore's open for business from now forever. Always remember when you shop at the bookstore, just about everything you spend stays here to help keep the center going. A lot of it is donated and handmade and such, so, please come and have a look if you haven't recently. A lot of new things.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for coming. Hope to see you another time.